Hey everybody, in today's video we're going to do a top 10 what's hot in the coin shop video. Honestly, once I put pen to paper and figured this out, I was very surprised at some items that not only made the list, but the position that they were on the list. I've definitely seen a shift in the precious metal purchasing patterns of my customers over the last few months, and I'm excited to share that with you all, so be sure to stick around. We're going to be showing off these type of things in the video coming up. Here's the sneak peek of the different things we're going to talk about today in the video and why I feel people are buying them and choosing them over other things. But we got a lot to unpack here with a lot of new, up-to-date, pertinent information, so be sure to stick around. Hey everybody, as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to go over the top 10 items that I've been selling in my coin shop here at Minot Coin and Bullion. And I thought it'd be a pertinent video to do because there's been a definite shift in customer buying patterns over the last 3 months. I think it's due to a lot of reasons, and we'll touch on those as we go through this video. But without further ado, let's go to number 10. Number 10 is sitting right in front of you here, and it's a new addition to my list. I have never included numismatic / collectible coins as part of my top 10 list, but I've seen an increased popularity in those. Now, what is a numismatic coin or a collectible coin in my opinion? Well, it's a coin that has value above its precious metal content. So for instance, like this 90% silver Abraham Lincoln US commemorative silver dollar. There's only about, as I film this, $22 worth of silver in there, but this coin will retail for like 40 bucks. So it has some collectible value, much like this Eisenhower dollar, this certified Lincoln cent, better looking Walking Liberty halves. I got a silver proof set here, a 3-legged buffalo nickel. So there's a lot of things that'll fall into this category, not just what's limited on the tray. But the fact that it made the top 10 list for the first time shows you that there's been a bit of a shift in people's buying patterns, and more people lately are starting to pick up and consider collectible coins as part of their collections and their stacks. So I found that very interesting. This was one of the biggest surprises, honestly, for me on this list, but there are some more, so be sure to stick around. So that was number 10, numismatic and collectible coins. Now, I did preface this already, but that numismatic / collectible coin list did not and does not include these silver dollars. US silver dollars comes in at number 9 on this new list. Previous list, they were number 7, but it includes US silver dollars minted prior to 1936. So 1935 and earlier is this loan category. It includes Morgan silver dollars, Peace silver dollars, which I forgot to put one on the tray. It includes trade dollars, seated Liberty dollars, and ones even older than that, but I haven't sold ones older than this in quite a while. So collectible coins, especially silver dollars, remains quite popular. In fact, those are number 10 and number 9 on the list. So we have two different sets of collectibles, or numismatics, we would say, that made our top 10 list, which is a big change. That's never ever happened before. So there again, shows a little bit of a shift in buying patterns. So what's number 8? Well, number 8 is actually a new addition to the list, and it is 5-ounce silver bars. Now, I realize this isn't a bar, it's a round, but I put it on the tray anyway. But 5-ounce silver has never made the list before. Part of that is bolstered by I have several customers that I mail to out of state that love to buy 5-ounce bars, and they've been buying 5-ounce bars, that size specifically, pretty aggressively and consistently over the last several months. So that's helped bolster the sales of 5-ounce silver bars, and it allowed it to sneak into my top 10 list at number 8. And as I said, it's never made the top 10 list before. So I love 5-ounce bars personally. It's a nice size. It has a good weight to it. It's not too expensive, and it's not too cheap either. So what do you feel about 5-ounce bars? Is that something you have in your stack? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to comment on this video if you see anything you like, or you have questions. Any comments or likes or sharing, any interaction you have with this video will help get this video out to more people, and I'm all about the education, so I want to educate others as to what people are buying right now. Number 7 on the list is fractional gold. Now this will include any gold coin or any gold bar that is less than 1 ounce in size. So pretty broad category. It sneaks in at number 7. In my previous list, it was number 8. So it did go up a spot on the list, despite us seeing record-setting gold prices over the last few months. That does tend to happen, almost like clockwork, whenever we start to see record highs or near record highs in certain metals. buying patterns tend to pick up because you have the people that kind of have been thinking about it for a long time. Pretty soon they forget about it, and now it gets back into the news cycle about it being high. Oh, I better go buy some. That's exactly what we're seeing right now. Even though gold's went backwards in price by almost a couple $100s, it still remains very, very popular. People are stacking gold in all different sizes, like half ounce, quarter ounce, 1/10 ounce, even super tiny pieces like a quarter gram of gold, and everything in between. So all sizes of fractional gold remain very popular, and it's good for number 7 on our top 10 list. Number 6, now this was a pretty big change. It dropped way down to number 6. From the previous list, it was number 2. It still surprises me, honestly, but it's sovereign silver coins. Now, the 1 ounce sovereign silver coins. Now, these are 1 ounce silver coins put out by governments. In my hand here, I have Austrian, British, American. Let's see what else I can find. Here's South African. Here's Canadian. All of these lumped into one category only accounted for my 6th best seller over the last 3 months. Now, I feel the reason is premiums. Obviously, premiums on government-issued silver are higher than privately minted silver, like the 5 ounce bars I previously showed you. So it's kind of eye-opening to me. It goes from number 2 to number 6 on the list. So I don't know that people are necessarily losing faith in their governments. Ha. I think there are a lot around the country and the world that are, but it has shifted buying patterns for sure, where I've seen more and more people, if they're buying silver, they're tending to gravitate towards lower premium pieces, meaning they're paying a lesser price above the silver value to acquire those pieces. But still, very popular 1 ounce silver sovereigns, all different country silver coins. Number 5 on the list was as big of a mover down the list. This was number 1 on our previous list, and it dropped all the way to number 5 this time, which honestly, this surprises me because, as I just got done saying, people are gravitating towards lower premium silver pieces. Well, this is a lower premium silver piece. It's 90% silver coinage, minted prior to 1965 in the US. This is a low premium way to stack silver, albeit it's not 999 pure, it's 90% pure. But this has kind of waned a bit in popularity. Shocking. Actually, I would consider I have a surplus of 90% silver on hand right now. Usually I'm having to scrounge and order some to keep up with demand. So a definite shift there where more people that are choosing to stack are opting more for the pure, at least 3 nines silver, versus government issued 90%. Now granted, this is still very popular. It's number 5 on my top 10 list. I sell hundreds of different products in the shop, so the fact that it's number 5 shows you it's quite popular, but it did drop down from number 1 the previous time. I, for one, am continuing to stack 90% silver. I think it's an important thing that everybody should have in their stack / collection, but you know, that's my opinion. So anyway, if you have questions about 90% silver, drop them down in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. But yeah, this was a big mover in a downward direction. This was one of the biggest surprises for me. It's shocking, really. All right, number 4 on the list. Now, this is the only one that held its position from the previous top 10 list. This is 10 ounce silver bars, kind of old reliable. 10 ounce silver bars come in different footprints. Okay. This is a round, I realize, but it's 10 ounces. They can come in circles too. All sorts of different brands, makers, stamps. It's a very common size that people like to stack. And there again, lower premium, much like the 90% silver. It's just always going to be popular, I feel. A 10 ounce bar is such a common, go-to size. It's kind of the old reliable in the stacking world is the 10 ounce silver bar. So that's always going to rank high on the list. They're always very, very popular. I haven't really seen much of a change in 10 ounce silver bar buying patterns. As I said, this is the only item on my list that remained in its original position from the previous. So holding steady, 10 ounce silver bars. Do you have 10 ounce bars in your stack? I do. Because, as I said, it's a very reliable, recognizable, comfortable size. It has a good weight to it, in terms of liquidating. You know, you can liquidate these today for around $300 at your local coin shop. So, you know, it's not too much of a cumbersome burden for anybody to buy these from you or for you to trade them in. But there again, it's a little higher price than just having 1 ounce pieces, but remains very, very popular. It's a size that I like. All right, number 3. Now this is kind of a pitiful display of 1 ounce gold, but this is all I have in the shop right now. I'm getting actually ready to go on a short trip to see my parents. So I haven't been refreshing my inventory because I don't want packages in transit while I'm out of town. But I've sold a lot of 1 ounce gold lately, especially this week. So this is all I can show for the video because this is literally all I have left in the shop. But coming in at number 3 is 1 ounce gold. Bars, US coins, including eagles and buffaloes, government issued coins like maple leafs, kangaroos. It also includes Philharmonics, pandas, Britannias, Krugerrands, Libertads. Any 1 ounce gold piece, whether it be in a bar or a coin form, is included in this list. And it came in at number 3, which is up 2 places from our last time we did this, where 1 ounce gold was at number 5. So as I mentioned earlier, it's that phenomenon where people, and new customers especially, tend to gravitate towards those metals that are in the news, and my gold sales are up from previous, not just in terms of dollars, but ounces as well, because there's so many new people coming into the gold market at these higher prices. Having said that, and this isn't a video about people selling back to me, but I've had a lot of people also selling their gold and taking profits. So I haven't had to replace as much gold on the wholesale channels lately because I've had such an influx of gold coming into the shop as well. So, but having said that, up 2 spots, number 3 is 1 ounce gold. So we got through 8 items now. What haven't we talked about yet? Before I get there, put it down in the comments. What do you think is number 2? And what do you think is number 1? I'm curious to know. As I said, had I not done the figuring on this, I never would have guessed that my number 2 and number 1 items were these, but here they are. This one isn't as big of a surprise, but the number 2 most popular thing I'm selling in my coin shop right now at Mina Coin and Bullion are 1 ounce silver rounds and bars. Now this previously was number 3 on my list, but it moved up to number 2. And a big part of it is lower premiums. You know, we've not only seen higher prices in terms of spot with gold, but we've also seen a bull run up in price with silver. So when people are coming in to buy silver, they don't maybe want to pay a $4.50 premium to buy a American Silver Eagle, even though it's government issued and recognizable around the world. They'd rather pay $1.50 to buy a 1 ounce silver buffalo. Same amount of silver, $3 less. So more and more people are gravitating towards privately minted 1 ounce silver pieces because of lower premium. So this comes in at number 2 on our top 10 list of what's hot in the coin shop over the last 3 months. So before I get to number 1, what do you think it could be? Drop it down in the comments and see if you're right. As I said, if you would have told me 3 months ago this would have been my number 1 seller, I wouldn't have believed you because it almost never is. But anyway, let's reveal it. I'm sure you're just dying to know, right? 100 ounce silver bars comes in as the number 1 seller in terms of dollars over the last 3 months here at Mina Coin and Bullion. Now I should preface this and say I did have several customers make substantial purchases in 100 ounce bars over the last 3 months. I'm talking big numbers. One of them was 6 figures in 100 ounce bars. So that really did kind of skew the numbers. But having said that, I'm having to keep 100 ounce bars in stock because demand is still there. This includes all and any designs of 100 ounce bars that I might get across the counter or through my wholesalers, but these are 2 of my favorites. This is a Johnson Matthey loaf style 100 ounce bar. And then I always have a soft spot for Engelhard. That's a very popular vintage brand. These were last produced in 1987. So it's a vintage bar. Gosh, that puts it at almost 40 years old now. Can you believe that? It's hard to believe. The 80s don't seem like that long ago. But anyway, That's number 1 on the list. And previously, that was number 9 on the list. But now it's the number 1 top selling item in terms of sales at Minot Coin and Bullion over the last 3 months. Now, I think the biggest part and reason why that is low premium. This is the lowest premium silver you can buy versus anything else I just showed you in the video. And those that are looking to make large purchases are mostly interested in getting the best bang for their buck, therefore the lowest premium, therefore you buy the biggest chunk possible. So I hope you enjoyed this list. Let me know in the comments if there were any surprises for you, and what types of things from this list do you like to stack? My personal preference is, honestly, I have a little bit of all of this in my personal stack. Big bars, small gold, 1 ounce gold, 90%, and collectibles as well. So I think this is a fun list that I put together every now and then, so I hope you all enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. We continue to grow, and we're getting more and more information out to more and more people. It's just exciting to meet new people through the comments and phone calls and mail order customers that I get because of these videos. It's been quite a ride, and I'm very, very grateful for all of your support. So consider doing so. Subscribing doesn't cost a thing. Appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so much. Have a great day.